one's for sale, is that right? All right, well, I'm going to have, is he very, okay, that's good to know. How long have you had this one? How long have you had him? Okay. He's an elegant horse, huh? Just let me watch him for a few minutes here. So far, I really like him. He's a very elegant horse. It's really good with your rein contact there. On this horse, you can keep your hands low like you like to, and you get away with it really well because he's got a high set on neck. That's very correct. With the other horse, you're going to have to sometimes carry your hands a little higher than what you're comfortable with in order to get him through the neck. This horse came out of his mother on the bridle. So it's quite easy just to put your hands there and he does the rest. Yeah, I see that. It's a nice horse to have in your repertoire. Excellent. Let his neck become just a hair longer with the nose coming out just a little bit. There. There. And then keep warming him up like that and keep asking more from the hind legs as he warms up so that he's not too held together, but he's more driven together with a little more horse out in front of you. Good. Very good. Keep a lot of horse out in front of you. Very straightforward, huh? Good in the head. That's good with your rein length. I like his neck there. It's an easy horse to shorten the neck on, so be careful with that. Keep thinking I want a lot of horse in front of the saddle. Excellent. And it gets driven there from your lower leg forward towards your hand. Fill up that slightly longer neck with a lot of energy from behind. Good? Excellent. Send him on. Oh, yeah. Doesn't matter. I would canter him for a minute, too, because I think his trot's going to loosen up quite a bit after you canter him. Very nice. And again, a little more horse out in front of you. It looks like you're trying to control his frame a little too much in the canter. Give lightly on the rein and sit down into him more so he comes more on your seat, less on the rein. There you go. If you get a little bit, I don't want to say aggressive, a little bit assertive with your seat and in order to be able to soften your rein. There you go. There you go. Then his neck changes and he looks like he's in a really good place with his neck. Super. Good. Really nice. This horse has a lot of natural balance. It's nice to see. He's a long-legged horse, but you rarely ever see him take a step where he looks like he's out of balance. Nice. Very good with your hands. Very good. Okay, you better give him a short walk break. Now, is he doing changes, and what sort of level is he at? Okay, we can look at those. That always helps for sales if you have your flying changes in. He's a pretty horse, isn't he? It's a nice package. Good walk. Is he Sandro hit Capramont?
No, I knew you'd ask.
Huh? Kim, come on now. There's lots of D's. There's lots of D's. De Niro, DiCaprio. Turkaner top and bottom. Donna Wind. Consul, no. Donner Waltzer. What's the one that, what's her name rides? That narrows it down. Kaiser Colt. That's not a D, never mind. Kaiser Dome is what I was thinking of. That has a D in it. Damon Hill is a Turkaner. Or at least he's approved for Turkaner. Okay, short and rein, and start to ride some canter walk transitions with him and also some counter canter. And then we'll see how his changes look after that. But first some canter walk, maybe canter walk, counter walk, counter canter walk, that kind of thing. You really get him listening to the outside leg. And when your outside leg is back, he stays on that lead. Same thing I tell everybody who wants to do changes. If your right leg is back, you better be cantering left. And if your left leg goes back, you better be cantering right. And you try to make the training of the flying changes that simple. See if you can make that a little cleaner next time. Just by bringing your outside leg back a little bit further and sitting down into the saddle so that you have some effect on his back with your seat. You bring the outside leg back to help bring the hind end under, and then you sit into him. And I would try like you did on the big red horse, where you came a little bit in on the circle, leg yielded out on the circle, and then went to walk. Because then you defined inside and outside a little bit better for him. Come in on the circle. Now press him out on the circle, into your right leg, which reaches back, and walk. Yeah, halt. Go to halt. Halt. Now rein back a couple steps, and then canter again. Good boy. And canter. And then outside leg back, and halt. And rein back a couple steps. And then do it again. So we want to get to the point where when you just slip your outside leg back, he says, okay, I'm halting, and you don't have to take a hold of him at all. So that he really halts on the outside leg and the seat. So slip the outside leg back. Yeah. Rein back a step, and go again. The rein back just reinforces that you're trying to bring him back and make him wait for you. Good. Good. And halt again. Outside leg. Nice. Now it should be easy to go to walk. Very good. Pick up canter again. Then you can change rein on the half diagonal or somewhere. Really prepare the downward transition, because you're going to do a simple change of lead through the walk. But if you have to halt him, you can. So for instance, if you change rein toward S, you can move him a little bit away from your left leg into the right leg, which might make him halt, rein back if he tries to barge through the transition. Yeah, exactly, and halt. Now rein back a step. And then take a little bit of right flexion and go to right canter. So you've got to get him a lot more on your aids in those downward transitions, so that you can actually make the downward transitions without your reins. That is what everybody's goal is in true dressage. Let his neck out just a little bit, and that means that you don't have to shorten his neck for the transition either. Make his neck longer. Make his neck longer. Good, good, good. Now bend your left knee, bring your left leg back, and sit into him and halt. Nice, getting better. And rein back a step, and then canter right again. He's got to learn that when that outside leg goes back that way and you sit into him, boom, he comes back to you. That's got to be his aid for going to the walk. And again. Good boy. He got it figured out now. And you were obvious with your outside leg. You have to be very, very obvious when you're training this. Canter again. Always check for lizards before you sit down. Very nice. Now his canter comes with a little bit more natural collection in it. Good. That even could have been a half halt. And canter again, and then try making a half halt just from your outside leg. He's going to think stop when you swing it back, and you go, and your seat goes, oh no, just half halt. And then give on the rein. Yeah. Doesn't even have to be that obvious. So sit back and use your outside leg. He comes back, you give on the rein. Very good boy. You need that before and after making flying changes. You need to be able to correct your horse without your reins before you'll be really successful in the flying changes. So change rein and right counter canter now. Excellent. Good balance. Push his haunches a little more toward me and bring his shoulders more that way. Otherwise, it's almost impossible to make a change with him. Ride true run vert in the counter canter. Haunches to the outside. There you go. Getting better. That's getting better. Then he's in it. Right there along the long side by V, he was in a super position to make a flying change, which is probably why he tried there on the short side. But there you had him positioned to where you could put your outside leg back, and he should change. Pick up right counter canter again. Good. Feel your right rein and make a flying change. Wow.